Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines. I'm with Living the One Light. And in this video, I am being asked by the spirit world very insistently to give some tips and reminders as we are moving into Uranus turning retrograde, and we're moving into the eclipse season of the fall of 2024. But these reminders are relevant for any time, actually, and especially relevant for any time we have eclipses, we have Uranus transits, and lots of other things too, just life. But but yeah, they're being very insistent because I'm recording this on Saturday, August 31st, 2024, and Uranus is going retrograde tomorrow. Actually, on the same day, several hours later, Pluto will be re-entering Capricorn for the very last time in our lifetimes. And at the moment, Uranus is ruling Pluto because Pluto is currently, as of today, in Aquarius still. But tomorrow evening, Pacific time, Pluto will be re-entering Capricorn. So in the moment right now, as Uranus is stationing retrograde, and tomorrow as it officially really goes retrograde, it is ruling Pluto in its very last moments of being in Aquarius before it re-enters Capricorn for the last time in our lifetimes, right? And then Pluto will re-enter Aquarius for the next 20 years in November of 2024. So just those energies are really big shifts happening right now. And then the next day, Monday, September 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you are in the world, we're having this new moon in Virgo. And that new moon sets the stage for our eclipse season. It starts the lunar cycle where we're going to have the first of our 2 eclipses. So the first eclipse is going to be on September 17th. It's going to be a full moon at 25 degrees of Pisces. And then our second eclipse will be the following new moon, which completes this upcoming lunar cycle and starts the next lunar cycle. So that new moon solar eclipse will be on October 2nd and will be at 10 degrees, a new moon at 10 degrees of Libra. Okay. And I did a video on the new moon in Virgo, 11 Virgo. You can go back and listen to that whole video if you want more about the new moon. And I'm doing an eclipse workshop on September 10th, which will be recorded live and recorded, and I would love for you to join there. So I'm going to talk a bit about the eclipses for a second here, talk about this, tips and reminders that the spirit world wants me to share. And then I'll do videos specifically on the eclipses, but if you want to dive more deeply into how these eclipses maybe affect your own life, and if you want support dropping into the nuances of each of the eclipse energies and the whole overall energies of the eclipses, and your own soul knowing of your journey with them, then come to the workshop, because that's what that will be about. And I will look at as many charts as I can. I probably won't be able to look at every single chart, but certainly if you want to volunteer your chart, please feel free to do that. And that will definitely be a component of that workshop, is just to give even a sense of, where, like what house the eclipse is falling in, or at the very least, hopefully, I will definitely have time to look at lots of charts. I just don't know if I'll have time to look at every single one, but it will be about dropping into your own soul knowing of what the eclipses are about, and really feeling into the nuances of all of them. Okay. So, but in this video, the big theme that the spirit world is wanting me to talk about is that with Uranus transits and also with eclipses, I'm going to channel, because they're wanting it'll come through better, but I'll just say this first before I start channeling. With Uranus transits and eclipses, the common theme with both of them is that often there can be the sense of radical changes or, shocks and surprises. That's sort of the stereotypical phrasing used. And sometimes that can happen, but I've said this so many times, I'll say it again. And I'll say it again and again and again, because I need these reminders myself. The point is not the shock or the surprise. The point is bringing us back to radical, rounded, complete, total alignment with ourselves as the light grid of existence. So it's about bringing us back to that direct, complete alignment of ourselves with the light grid of source, earth, us, everything. And again, this will, I think, come through a little more clearly in whatever I'm about to channel, I think. But just a tiny bit more from human me is, let's say, okay, so for example, I've been feeling the energy of Uranus turning retrograde for at least the last couple of days. And often what that feels like for me, I mean, the energy's been there for longer than a couple of days, but I've been feeling it really, like, palpably myself in the last couple of days. And I've had experiences where sometimes a Uranus retrograde can result in something, like a dramatic shift happening. That has happened very dramatically. Very, like uncanny, like, wait, like within the minutes of Uranus going retrograde. I had an experience a few years ago. It was like, how did that just happen? Precisely the minute that Uranus went retrograde. Wow. Okay, I've had that. But typically, in my experience, a Uranus transit that feels like such a jolt or like a yank typically is because we've been pretty out of alignment. So like that experience that I had a few years ago that felt like a jolt, and it was so precise, with Uranus going retrograde. I was in a situation that was, looking back on it, took me about half a second to realize, oh, wow, that was really not in my best interest. That was really not good for me on the ultimate level. And it took a bit of a yank for me to get myself out of it, right? Hopefully, though, a lot of the time we're not so out of alignment. And so the Uranus transit can feel maybe not as dramatic, but there can be a sense of still something shifts, and it can, even in the more mild versions, can feel a bit jarring, or like it takes adjustment. So I even had an experience yesterday, as I'm feeling these energies, of something a situation that I already knew the truth of. I mean, I already knew that in the highest part of me, I was very clear that XYZ was true and XYQ wasn't true, right? But another part of me wanted me to want the thing that I didn't really actually want, if that makes sense. And I had an experience yesterday that made it extra, extra, extra clear that the thing that wasn't in my best interest, and that the highest level of me doesn't want, wasn't going to happen. And even though my mind already knew that I didn't actually want the thing, I had to be with it. It felt like a kind of a shock, and kind of a, like it felt upsetting in a certain way. And I had to go deep inside and really, really deeply, first of all, just let myself feel those feelings, whatever was arising. I just wanted to let myself feel them. So that felt important. even if I knew, I was like, why are you upset? You don't need to be upset. You didn't even want this thing. um, but I was upset, right? The emotional body just it feels what it feels. And so yeah, so I needed to be with those feelings. But the other part of what I needed to do is like I just needed to go deep, deep, deep inside to basically find my actual true alignment, my deep grounding with myself as earth, the divine, etc. And that's part of actually where the spirit world came through and was like, this point is not only for you, please share this now. That was this morning. So here I am sharing this. But yeah, it was this reminder, of course, of these transits are not they support us to continue to be in alignment even as we move through time, we move through space, we move through experiences. It brings us back and brings us back and brings us back and brings us back to that pure divine alignment of ourselves as the divine, as earth. Even if a part of us kind of is straying from what we know is in our highest good, or, like we think we want that thing, whatever it is, even though we really know we don't. But a part of us is human and just goes, maybe I do. And then these Uranus transits and eclipse experiences can often be like, no, you actually don't. Come back, come back to yourself. That's really, really what they're about, right? So, yes. Okay. So I'm going to let them channel, and I think it'll come through even hopefully more clearly. But I wanted to give at least a context to ground it a little bit. Okay. And I'm getting reminded also to say what I have in my lap here is I have 3 crystals actually with me, but this one is feeling important to show for some reason. The shape of it, the pyramid. If I associate Uranus so much with this kind of a crystal for whatever reason. There's something about this crystal that helps me stay really grounded and really aligned. And the shape of it being like a prism or a pyramid or whatever this shape is. There's something about the sacred geometry of it. So I'm showing it to you because I'm being told to show it to you. So yeah, there's something really sacred about this shape. That's very related to us as the light grid of existence. So if you feel called to be with crystals, they might support this time as well. Share with us whatever does support you. Okay. Okay, so hello and welcome. Yes. So we're here to essentially remind you of the joy and the fun and the pleasure and the incredible gift and privilege it is, really, as you're remembering yourself as wholeness, as you're remembering yourself as the true divine being of earth and sky and light and the one all as one in this time. And there is a strong element right now in the astrology. Venus has just entered Libra and is heading toward the south node of the moon, and will be on the south node of the moon at the time of the new moon in Virgo, which is setting the stage for the eclipses coming up. And Venus is also the ruler right now of Uranus, who's in Taurus. So one deep, important component of this opportunity for being in alignment, as Martha was discussing, is also this opportunity of fully remembering and embodying your value. It's one of the big Venusian reminders and gifts and medicine that she carries, that she holds, is this remembering and reminding of your inherent, inevitable, innate, complete wholeness. It's also a Venus thing. Your complete value, your beauty for whoever and whatever you are in your totality, all of it, all of the above. So Venus in Libra coming to the south node of the moon in this time, and carried in the energetic of this transmission, is this powerful reminder of your inherent value, your inherent, complete, total beauty, literally. And part of the reminder that we're wanting to convey, as Martha was beginning to speak about, is that there is this ultimate truth of the alignment of you as the divine, and the alignment of you as the divine being who is part of the light grid of existence, and really just the divine truth of existence, what is in alignment on the ultimate level as you and as life itself. And in the human world, sometimes the human perception and the human desire can very easily get off track from the light grid of the ultimate truth of the divine, the ultimate alignment of you as the divine. It's very, very easy to do as a human in this time. It's very easy to want the thing, as Martha was saying, that's over there. And it's very easy also to lose track of your wholeness, your perfection, your incredible inherent beauty. And for that forgetting of your own wholeness and your own beauty and perfection to be part of what then perpetuates a cycle of being off track from your alignment. Because especially if you start to doubt your own value or your own self-worth, your own ultimate high beauty, all of the above, it can be easy to think that you need the other thing that you don't actually need and that's not in alignment for you. So this could be a common theme of situations like this arising, and just the opportunity and the gift of Uranus going retrograde, of the eclipse season, of all eclipse seasons really is like the cosmos and your own being and your own soul, just gently and firmly bringing you back to the reality of your wholeness, back to the reality of the perfection that is you, back to the reality of you as incredibly, totally, 100% filled with life, flowing as a being of life itself, incredibly, infinitely beautiful, just like a flower or a butterfly or a majestic tree or a mountain, a snowflake, an ocean, a dolphin, a whale, clouds in the sky, a rainbow, a sunset, a sunrise, a star. Any and all of these are beautiful, infinitely perfect, literally. You would never doubt the perfection of a star or a mountain or a flower. And the same goes for you. We invite you to, in this time, give yourself grace. Hold yourself in the same knowing and the same loving, the same gaze of adoration that you might hold for a sunrise or a sunset, that you might hold for a beautiful peony or sunflower. If you see a beautiful, perfect bumblebee landing on a sunflower, what arises in you? Or you see a monarch butterfly land on a milkweed plant. What feeling of adoration maybe arises in you? And really, in a sense, we invite you in this time to fall completely in love with you, with that light grid of existence, perfection that is you, the beauty, the complete total wholeness and beauty that is you. Just like you might fall in love with a rose, a tulip, a sunflower, again, a sunrise, a sunset. Imagine you are down by the beach and there's a big boulder out in the water, and you look up and you notice there's a seal sitting on the rock. And the seal looks happy and healthy. What feelings arise in you? Again, perhaps there's the sense of adoration of some kind among other feelings. How is that seal anything other than perfection, beauty, wholeness? Maybe a sense of awe arises, maybe love. And that same sense of adoration, love, awe, beauty, gratitude, can just imagine and feel that's how the sky feels and sees you. That's how the beach and the ocean see and feel you. As a beauty, a being of beauty and perfection, a masterpiece of the divine, literally, just like that seal, just like the boulder, just like the waves, just like the ocean itself, the kelp, the wind, the ocean smell. We invite you to take a deep breath and just feel the perfection of that ocean, perfection of that seal, the incredible unconditional love surrounding you, holding you, knowing you, and the divine perfection of everything. That's the alignment, and that's the divine truth that the cosmos, the motion of the stars and the motion of the planets, and the motion of the whole solar system and beyond, the motion of all of time and all of space is continually supporting you and each and all of everything to stay in alignment, stay in alignment, stay in alignment, stay in alignment, stay in truth, stay in wholeness, stay in complete, total, real love. And so it is. Amen. All right. I enjoyed that. Wow. I love seals. All right. Yeah. That feels really good. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to be back soon with a new three-part series, actually, that I'm also being asked to channel for you soon. It's going to be like a postscript to the Wholeness Way series. It's going to be a three-part series on love. Um, and I recently did a video yesterday with Margot Zen about Andromeda, the Andromeda Galaxy, and definitely go watch that if you haven't yet. But after I recorded that with her, it suddenly was super clear that I need to channel Andromeda. And so I think I'm going to be channeling Andromeda for the first of those three videos on love. The first one is, I think, going to be about higher unconditional love. The second one is going to be about radical forgiveness, which is going to be a humongous theme in this eclipse season and even bigger next eclipse season and the one after, well, for the next 2 years, basically, because we're about to have the North Node enter Pisces in January of 2025. And this first eclipse on September 17th is a full moon in Pisces. So it's starting this eclipse season is sort of this it's igniting and giving us a preview of so many energies that are going to be alive next year and the following year as well, 2025 and 2026. And one of those big, big, big sets of energy is going to be the dance between Aries and Pisces, and also the Pisces Virgo axis. Humongous theme. Gigantic, gigantic, gigantic. So right now we're in Virgo season. We have this full moon. We have the new moon in Virgo, and then we have the full moon lunar eclipse happening in Pisces. And yeah, so it's the beginning. It's like this first taste of this Virgo Pisces dance that's going to be so powerfully alive in the next 2 years, starting now. And radical forgiveness is a huge, huge, huge part of Pisces gifts, reminders. Yeah, so that'll be, I think, the second video of that love series. And then the third one, what I'm getting told, is it's going to be about sacred sexuality. So those three together will be a love series, 3-part love series that will be like a postscript to the Wholeness Way series. If you haven't signed up for the Wholeness Way series yet, it's totally free. Please, 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 please enjoy that if it calls to you. And yeah, so much more. So this Tuesday, I host Melanie Reinhardt is going to be doing a Centaurs Part 2 workshop. If you're interested in that, we would love to have you there. The week after that, so September 10th, again, I'm doing my own Eclipse workshop, which I would love to have you at if you feel called to be there. And October 8th is going to be a workshop with Kelly Hunter on the Kuiper Belt. And yeah, other thing. Oh, actually, for any of you who have your Pluto in Libra, I am going to be joining Kelly Hunter on September 14th for a workshop she's hosting. I'll put the link here and I'll send this out in a video, an email as well. She's currently doing a series of Pluto workshops, and she invited me to be part of the one she's doing for Pluto in Libra. So I'm just going to be a guest astrologer in that workshop in particular because my Pluto is in Libra. So yeah, so if you happen to have your Pluto in Libra and want to be part of that workshop, I'll be there. I won't be officially hosting it, but I'll be giving my own experience of having Pluto in Libra as an example. And I would love to see you there if you want to be there. It's going to be a maximum of 20 people. So I would sign up sooner rather than later in case it gets filled. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. Anyway, there's always things. Always things. Definitely sign up for the Wholeness Way series for free if you haven't. I have some times available for personal sessions. Yeah, be in touch. If there's any way I can support you, I'm around. And thank you so much for being part of this. I hope these reminders are helpful. And please comment, please like, please definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. I would really, really love that. If you feel like becoming a member of the YouTube channel, you can do that for starting at $2 a month. And yeah, that is wonderful if you feel like doing that. But just even subscribe for free is big, big yay. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Thank you so much. Happy almost new moon. Happy eclipse season. And much more to come. See you soon.